Hi everyone, welcome back! In today's video, we'll be talking about the PULA UNICROM, another new brand. The PULA UNICROM is a single dynamic driver beryllium coated diaphragm, costing around $80. But I believe there's a sale right now going on HiFiGo website. I believe it's back to school sale or something. We don't have that in Indonesia, so I'm not really sure. Also, before we get started, a big thanks to HiFiGo, but as always, this review will be 100% my honest opinion. Let's start with the box itself. The box is actually kinda nice. It's glittery, simple, and elegant. And behind the box itself, there's the specs of this IM. Okay, now let's open the box. The box is held by a magnet. Well, not a magnet, by magnets. And then this kinda oil paper or something. And you are greeted with this very nice. Look at this, like, yeah, it's so nice. Also inside this, there's the forbidden snacks. Yes. And then the coating or the inside of the case itself is like this very soft velour material. And then here is the IM itself. Yes! The faceplate is like made out of maple wood. And I'm not sure, is this the... I guess it is blue. Because in real life, well, yes, my camera is kinda... yes. In real life, it look like blue, but it look like green. See? Can the camera even pick it up? Yes. It's like... yes, I don't know. Also, the foam is kinda thick, which is nice. And you get warranty paper, not even a card. But, well, yes, at least you have some kind of warranty. And then here is the cable. The cable is modular and it's actually quite nice because the PULA UNICROM is costing like $80 and we get this kind of cable. The cable is like, look at this. Yeah. And the unique, well, ironically unique, PULA didn't marketed the cable like, well, at least on the marketing material that I got, they just said it's for convenience because it is modular and that's it. So I'm not really sure of the specs. Maybe just OFC or something. Yeah, but it's a nice cable, so it doesn't really matter. At least for me. And then below this, we get, well, another ear tips. Well, not exactly another, but is it called another? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, anyway, we get 2 sets of ear tips and then that's all we get from the packaging. Okay, so to recap what you get inside the box. Obviously, the IM itself. You get yourself a modular cable. And here's the 4.4 connector. And then you got yourself warranty paper, and then 2 sets of ear tips, And then this very nice. Look at this, I love this. Yes, anyway, I will put the other things aside so we can talk about the build quality and much more. Okay, now let's talk about the build quality of the IM shell itself. The build of the UNICROM is actually, well, quite nice for the price. It is made out of, as I said earlier, a maple wood, and for the shell itself is like your typical black colored resin. And for the cable, it's really nice. Why? PULA, at least on my marketing material, like usually we get like some kind of what is this IM offer to the market, like what's the features and stuff, and they did not mention anything about the cable. It's just, it's convenience, that's all. Anyway, so for the specs, they marketed the IM for having stabilized maple wood, aka the faceplate, that they claim maple wood material helps with resonance control and is different from other wood material. They said it can reduce unwanted cavity vibration and deliver a sound that is purer and more transparent. Also, because it is actually a real wood, there would be no same looking UNICROM. Even the one that I hold is like different from left and right. So as for the driver itself, the UNICROM uses a beryllium coated diaphragm that they claim to raise the bar for acoustic performance, delivering clear extended highs, rich mid-range detail, and fast responsive dynamics. No crazy claim here, it's just normal marketing material. And I like it when companies are not trying to oversell their products like, hey, look at this, the UNICROM can kill the Andromeda or something like that. Yeah, no. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk about the sound section of this review. As for the sound setup I use is obviously the PULA UNICROM itself, the stock modular cable, and the stock ear tips that comes with the PULA out of the box. As for the source, I use Vio BTR11, the cheap dongle one, the JZ budget dongle from Jade Audio or from Vio, and Poco M6 Pro, and I plug it to the Arturia mini fuse, I plug it to the Vio QX13, I plug this to, what else? Another audio interface. I believe I tested this with 3 different audio interface, and yeah, basically let's just forget the audio interface and just focus on the Vio QX13. As for the music, I use Apple Music covering J-pop, rock, EDM, metal, jazz, and rap. My first impression with the UNICROM is that I was like, it doesn't offer something new, but it just sounds nice. For the overall tonality itself, I would describe this as your typical Harman with extra mid bass, just like, you know, those VDSF target wannabe. The differentiating factor here is that the UNICROM has a very nice timbre, like the mid-range, especially the mid-range texture is just, yes. And I, as a mid-range lover, is just, yeah, this is nice. It sounds very organic, and maybe those Maplewood claims actually deliver, like the no weird resonances, cavity, something. So, what I love about this IM is the answer, the mid-range timbre and texture. I think the main selling point here is the responsive driver and nice mid-range timbre. Vocals and instruments just sounds really nice. It's... well, how do I describe it? For me, vocal and instruments that sounds nice is like the one that almost push yourself to the limit, but then it's just like on the edge of those limits. Like, let's imagine this is the limit and this is the vocal and instruments. It's just, yes, it's almost over, but then it's just right here. It's nice. And as for the bass, it's just like your typical single dynamic driver Harman-ish with extra mid bass, though the bass does feel snappy thanks to the beryllium coated driver. And for the treble, not exactly extended, but it does have decent transient response, like it's very snappy. And again, all I can say is that the Unicrom, well, the overall presentation of Unicrom is kinda snappy, and then the timbre is really nice and there's no hint of metallic here. For the technicalities, for $80 I think the technicalities are actually very good. Let's start from the stage. The stage is, well, maybe the weakest one. It's just decent, nothing special, but maybe I could say it's just like your typical sub 100 USD IM. Still, inside your head presentation, not exactly intimate, but not huge either. So, aka it's called medium size. Also, for the shape of the stage is symmetrical, both in width and in depth. So this can be used for gaming too. As for imaging, it's just kinda depends on the source. With budget sources, as always, I would call every single IM, well, unless it's really bad, as 2.5D sounding. And what did I mean by that? It's not like the IM is just throwing random stuff, random audio to your face, but not exactly holographic either, so it's in between that. But with the exception, if I plug this to the QX13 using the balance connector, the Unicrom sounds almost just like, it's just like a tiny bit more, and then I can call it holographic. Yeah, it's good. As for separation and positioning, it's very good despite only having a single driver. I guess PULA uses a good beryllium driver, not like picking up your nearest available beryllium driver, so that's good. As for the taller retrieval, I can say this good and almost very good. Because for context, this is like a single dynamic driver and price around $80. But again, I think the main selling point here is the cohesiveness of single driver and then the very nice timbre and the snappy feeling. So I'm not exactly sure that if PULA intentionally trying to make this as a detail monster. So yeah, as for comparison, I will compare this to the Aria 2. The Aria 2 from Moondrop now costing around 100 USD for some reason, and build-wise I think Aria 2 could handle more rough beating. Look-wise, I personally love the red-colored Aria 2, but there's nothing wrong with the Unicrom, but I just prefer the red-colored Aria 2. Accessory-wise, well, yes, this speaks for the accessories. But the most important part is sound. This thing obliterates Aria 2 in all aspects, especially the timbre, since the Unicrom is free from any weird metallic resonance that Aria has. As for the technicalities, yeah, same. I choose this IM Unicrom all day. Like, imagine if Aria 2 sounded like Unicrom, it's just like the perfect sub 100 or the perfect 100 EDC IM for me. Like, just imagine. So what is the conclusion of me yapping like this? Also, I don't know if you notice that my audio kinda different and my hand is just like more... Yes, I use a lapel mic right now. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the audio is worse, but at least I can do this. Yes, ha. So the conclusion. If you are in the market for a sub 100 USD IM and you are specifically, the keyword here, specifically searching for a cohesive and a nice timbre with responsive snappy transient, I can easily recommend the PULA Unicrom. But then, to be fair, because, well, I just got a comment that, hey, why don't you just admit this is bad, and something like that, and yeah, so to be fair and to not sound, maybe they think I'm just a salesperson trying to get more freebies from all the audio companies. Let me give you options. If you want a more detail-oriented and a flatter response, the Truth Ear Pure is the one to go. But the Pure lacks the cohesiveness and the superior timbre that Unicrom has. But guess what? Worse than just randomly hyping an IM and asking for a freebies, it's having a lot of that self-add stuff. I open a music mixing and mastering commission. Let's say you want to cover a certain song and you only have your vocal tag and the instrumental file of the song. No worries, I can mix and master it for you. Or if you have all the stems, like you record everything by yourself, that's even better. It's easier for me to mix. And not only that, I also create commissions for Loopable BGM like the one you hear right now. Anyway, if you found this review helpful, leave a like, hit subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Also, HiFiGo is having a, what did they call it again? Back to school sale? So yeah, check them out. And no, I am not being paid to say that. I'm just trying to help each other, so yes, humans. Okay, that's all from me for now. Thanks for sticking with me until the end. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Boop.